Welcome to Mindset Radio. This is Crystal T. Blake. And remember to check out my Glamour Vintage Queen page for my writing podcast and GBQ Presents and other short stories or stuff relating to vintage things. So, I know I'm a little late on this topic, but I've been wanting to talk about this for a while from my point of view as a black woman of a lighter skin tone. I can't pass for white, but I would say I'm a yellowish color, which if you see my videos that I'm going to do with my face, yeah, but anyway, I want to talk about light skin versus dark skin craziness that has been going on for a while. So first, I'm going to talk about my experience. But I've heard people say that there's called light skin privilege. I'm being 100% honest. I've never had that privilege. I've been called racist slurs. I haven't had anything specially handed to me. I was never treated any better than my sister, who is of a darker complexion. My mother and I are more yellow, and she's more of a reddish brown. Chocolate, but not dark chocolate. But anyway, you call her, I guess, brown skin. So I've never been treated by anybody more special than my sister. I've heard another YouTuber that I listen to who I'm really learning a lot. I know a lot of people dislike a few of these YouTubers, but I listen to them to learn. But they say that light-skinned people have we get special privileges, but I don't think that's always true, because in my situation, I live in a town of mostly white people. White people is mostly in the small town that I live in, and didn't really have that issue. The majority of the students in my high school was white. There was a few of us black kids. I did not fit in with the black kids, and I really didn't fit in with the white kids. I was mostly a loner. But I never got picked on or for my skin tone, and I've never picked on anybody else for their skin tone. I never really thought about what they call colorism until I listened to one YouTuber. They talk about that. That's what their whole channel platform is. But I never heard of colorism. From a small town, majority are white. Yes, there's black people here. But I've never had a problem with a dark-skinned girl. I never really thought. Now, I'm going to be honest. I have seen stuff through the media where they uplift light-skinned girls. I mean, I'm not blind to that. And as a kid, yes, I thought lighter skin was more beautiful. I used to say little stuff to my sister, but I was just copying things that I had saw on TV. But it wouldn't be too brutal, you know. But we're past that now, and now I understand more things. I learned about this colorism thing. I think it is horrible that this is in the black community, mostly with females. I I really don't understand it. We're all black. Maybe the skin tones are different, just like an apple can be yellow, an apple can be green, an apple can be red, but they're all apples. And if you're a dark-skinned woman who's hurting because you were picked on about your skin tone, I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. I don't agree. I don't think dark-skinned girls are ugly or more beautiful than the light skin, and vice versa. We're all women. I'm not denying that colorism does not exist, but it does not exist within my little world. So I want to speak on this light skin versus dark skin. I think it's ridiculous. Yes, it happens for the light skinned women who they say that we really don't care about the dark skinned girl's plight. That's not true. But they say the majority. They don't say all, but the majority. I can't say, oh, I don't care. I have dark skinned family members. I mean, I don't understand. Do these women forget that they have family members that is a darker shade? I mean, I have beautiful cousins that are a darker shade. And when I say dark, I mean dark. I feel like, this is just my opinion, all skin is beautiful, but I feel like the darker the skin, it's like velvet to me. Like my little cousin, her skin is dark, but it's beautiful. In my opinion, I feel like my skin tone is not as pretty as hers. And I'm not downplaying it because I feel guilty. Because I have no guilt to feel. Because I've never put down another girl because of the color of her skin. I wouldn't be no better than a white person who does that. I mean, that's like racism within the community, and it's mostly women, and I don't understand why us women don't bind together. And this black privilege thing for light skins, it does not apply to everybody. For example, Dorothy Dandridge was a black woman and she was light skinned. Okay? They drained the pool because she stuck her foot in the water. I know I'm starting a little far back. Emmett Till, I hate to talk about this, but he was of a lighter skin tone. He was lynched. Get a little emotional about that, but anyway, there's been so many light skinned people. There's just two examples. One extreme, one emotionally extreme. Back then, we're all black. Today, I remember when I was in high school and Obama was running for his first term, and like I said, I was mostly at an all white school. The people were murmuring about color. There was some people showed their true colors during that time when I was in high school, and I was called a racial slur. And I was like, well, I guess I'm still as black as a dark skinned person to a white person. They don't care what color you are. And the girl was dared, but I hold no ill will towards her. Today I didn't even really know her. She was in one of my classes, but you know how high school is. You don't know everybody. But it hurt, but I don't hold anything against her anymore. But with this, light skin versus dark skin, we're all black women. Yes, individually we go through our own little issues. I'm not saying light skinned girls don't go through stuff. Alright, I'm going to talk about, this may get a little, controversial. Controversial. Light skinned women. I have heard through the grapevine that, mostly on these social media sites, by these celebrities and people that people follow, I'm not big on social media. Some light-skinned women have said some really dirty, awful things, and they're in the limelight, and they've said some just hurtful things about their sister, the dark-skinned woman, which I'm just splitting it up right now. Even though I think we should be all in one community. But anyway, so they've said some really dirty things. And there is some darker skinned women who, they have a right to be sensitive about the issue. I'm not going to say, oh, they don't have a right to be sensitive. Because I'm sensitive about issues when it comes to race. But I don't think I should be treated any special. I think we should all be treated equally. And I'll be talking about whites and blacks and racism on another episode. So, as I was saying, ugly things being said, and dark-skinned black women go through enough. I mean, hearing this one YouTuber's story, I'm a very sensitive person. I cried. Because she didn't deserve that at all. I don't care what people think of this YouTuber. She says some things that makes me stop and think, what? But, you're not going to like everything that somebody says. And maybe one day, I'll meet this YouTuber. I don't have a problem with her. She likes to uplift the dark skin community. There's a few people that I listen to, and these women like to uplift the dark skin community. But I don't find a problem with it. But I do feel like there needs to be an uplift in the black community as a whole, because, to be honest, as a whole, I'm not saying individuals, black women have been told for a long time that we were ugly. Our features were ugly. Our hair was ugly. Not all light-skinned people have nice, soft, fine hair. And I would talk about hair on another episode. I'm light-skinned. I have 2 African American parents. No, they may not be 100% African, but they're as much African as the average African American person. They're not half of nothing. Um, so, and my hair texture is not slick. I have a type 4 hair, so I'll talk about that later. But anyway, I feel like there's self-hate. Not only from the dark-skinned women, from the light-skinned women too. Now, I understand. Now, I'm not saying everybody got self-hate who straightens their hair. That's not true. Some people just want different style, or it's easier to manage. But there are individuals who have self-hate towards their hair. I know one personally, well, a couple in my family, who hate their hair. And it's sad. I don't hate my hair. I've learned how to manage it. I guess it's a hair type that if you work with it, you can learn how to manage it. But I'm not saying I'm a hairstylist. I just know how to keep my hair moisturized. And there's self-hate within the whole community, and that pain which started back in slavery. I will talk about that on another show too, has caused a split. They always say the house slaves versus the slaves out in the field, and that they were dark skinned, they was light skinned, which I'm gonna talk about that. Some of that's not completely true. You would have to be, I believe, I'll just talk about that later. But anyway, I think we need to come together. And yes, I know it ain't gonna be no kumbaya moment, because not everybody's on the same page. I'm not denying that there's light-skinned women who put other dark-skinned women down. And I'm not going to deny there's dark-skinned women who are angry and bitter against light-skinned women. I'm not even going to go there and say that those two things are not true. There's bitterness on both sides. I've seen little movies and movie clips about the angry black woman. When I say black woman, they always use the dark woman stereotype. That she's mean, she's angry. Usually black women in general are supposed to be angry, but dark women the most. And I remember seeing TV shows, movies, they would have them more tougher character. And as a kid, I thought dark-skinned girls and women were mean, and that I was more softer. But that is not true. The media portrays stuff the opposite of the true reality of the whole. They may have seen one angry black woman and said, I'm going to put this in here. Now, there's a lot of angry black women. There's a lot of angry white women. There's a lot of angry Asians. But they've always portrayed us, the majority of the time, in a negative light. But the dark-skinned girl she got the shorter stick on that, unfortunately. And that's sad. I cannot sit here and say I understand the dark-skinned girl's plight. I'm not gonna lie. I do not. But I am not on a team. I'm for both sides. I'm for all of us. But no, it's not going to happen overnight. Just like racism, it's not going to go away in your lifetime, my lifetime. It's still going to be here. And there's going to still be colorism within our community. It's sad. I don't like it. I hate it. Now that I heard about colorism, it's wrong. I don't care who's doing it, who's saying ugly things, be it a lighter skinned girl, brown girl, dark girl, all these crazy categories. It's wrong. But I do believe that since, just like black people as a whole need to lift themselves up, say their hair is beautiful, their facial features are beautiful, I believe the dark-skinned girl needs to be lifted up so that you're beautiful. Because you are. Everyone is unique. There's no definition of beauty. And I just wanted all of my African American sisters, even if you're biracial, biracial like black and white, whatever you prefer to call yourself, I want to say that you're all beautiful and that we need to come together as sisters for our children and children's children will have to put up with this ridiculous crap. Stay tuned for my next episode of Mindset. Just remember, it's all about what you set your mind to.